Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Somebody's Mama podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you are here watching us on YouTube, yes, listeners, that's right. You guys heard it right. We are on YouTube.
Yes.
It is 2023. Happy New Year. We are doing new things in 2023, as you guys can see. So make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel because we do have some videos on YouTube already, but they're only audio. But now we have visuals. So if you would like to see us in all of our gestures.
Yes, I'm so used to doing gestures and not talking. And now it's like, oh, wait, you can see us.
Y'all can see us.
So I need to, it's going to be awkward at first. Okay, it's going to be, but we're here.
We're here. We put on a little face for y'all. Oops, sorry. Just look.
We knew
here. We're not, shaking the table. But thank you guys so much for joining us. So like I said, you guys can find us now on YouTube, and now you can also see us on Spotify.
Yes.
So wherever you're listening, we appreciate you guys, but make sure you guys are subscribed, that you are liking, sharing, giving us those 5-star reviews so that more people can see our podcast. You guys, we are coming with some new, fresh content.
Yes.
Fresh guests.
Yes.
Okay. And so we are super excited for 2023. But let's take a little backtrack because, we took a little break during the holidays and everything. So, Nicole, how was your break?
So, my break was chaotic. It was crazy because, first of all, why did my daughter's school have to have their last day on the 23rd?
What?
The 23rd.
No, we got out, the 17th? I think like the 15th or something was our last day. Whatever that Friday was, that was our last day.
They was holding out. So 23rd, a half day. Now, on top of that, the 23rd is my husband's birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So the 23rd is my husband's birthday. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, I didn't start Christmas shopping until the 21st.
So you were a little behind.
But okay, I always shop late. Like we've talked about it before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I kind of enjoy. There's a little bit of like.
It is. It's a little fun. Like being out in the streets. It's very Christmassy. There's carolers. Yeah. There's music. The little ding ding ding.
Nobody was there.
You were alone.
I was alone. Like I went to Home Goods and it was like empty.
Oh my gosh! Really?
And then there was nothing on the shelves.
Oh yeah, the shelves are bare.
The shelves are bare. So we thought we were trying to get one last big gift for both our kids. Mm-hmm. And we found the big gift for our daughter, but then they didn't have the boy version that we wanted to give to our son. Mm-hmm. So we were like, oh my goodness, we don't have one big gift for him.
Right.
But you know what? Because something we got to talk about in another episode is like the older your kids get, the harder it gets to shop.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, my son's still young, but I can imagine because like even buying for like our cousins and stuff like that, it's like they don't want the same type of stuff. Like they want phones and game books or whatever you call them.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, he liked what we got him. Mm-hmm. So that's all that mattered. He was happy. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter didn't even care for the big gift. Anyway, I was mad. Anyway, so Christmas was great. We had our house. They woke me. I didn't go to bed till 3:00. My husband fell asleep at 10:00. And then woke up at midnight to try and come help me.
Oh my gosh.
So then I'm watching all these Christmas movies and they were all just a mess. And then I didn't go to bed till 3:00. The kids got up at 5. And then my husband getting mad at me because I'm telling the kids, like, give me a minute. I was like, give me a minute. He was like, Nicole, it's Christmas. I'm like, give me a minute.
I get myself together. I'm
tired. And so he took them downstairs, thankfully. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to even talk about the elves.
The elves almost took me out. If it wasn't for my husband, our elf would not have seen the light of day for several days. Like he would have been in the same spot because I went to bed every night. Oh, shoot. I forgot to move the elf. But this was our first year doing it.
See, this wasn't my first year.
It wasn't your first rodeo.
And last year, my husband held it down. The year before that, I held it down. Mm-hmm. This year, the elf had to stay because
they
had to stay in the same spot because they didn't go to North Pole that night because they wasn't acting right.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was good because it does say in the rules.
Yeah. I said maybe he didn't have nothing to tell Santa today. He didn't want to get y'all in
I'm
trouble.
crying. Like, what?
Oh, now my kids can't. I told my kids they could watch this episode, and now they can't.
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Can't spill the beans.
Fast forward.
Right.
But Kendra, how was your holiday?
Our holiday break was pretty good. So my son got out a week earlier than your daughter.
Nice.
And so it was my dad's birthday. My dad's birthday's on the 17th. So every year we go to Palm Springs. Yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So every year we go to Palm Springs during Christmas time, the week before Christmas, to celebrate my dad's birthday because that's his favorite little spot.
Yes.
Little getaway. And it's always nice because Kendon loves like going to hotels and everything's super Christmassy. When we got there, they had Santa and Mrs. Claus greeted us at the door, and you got to take pictures. And they have like crafts and things like that at the resort, so that was a lot of fun. We also did pottery painting. Yeah, it was super cute. So we did ornaments while we were out there. And yeah, just kind of chilled out there. And then we came back. Christmas was great. We did Christmas Eve at my best friend's house with her kids and another family. So we got in the Christmas spirit this year. Like we did a lot. Like we went and saw the lights. We did the paintings. We made cookies. We made hot chocolate with the little hot chocolate spoons. So that was fun. We did the Elf on the Shelf. It was our first year, and the first week, me and my husband, we had a powwow every night. We were ready. So what we gonna do with the elf tonight? Okay. Week 2, he was on his own. Okay.
You guys were on it though. Yeah. I've never done it the way you guys have done it because I'm like, ain't no way. But next year I might try.
Yeah, we really got into it. We got on Pinterest. Some things we just kind of like made up on a whim. A lot of mornings we got up in the morning and did it before he got up. Almost fumbled the bag at the very end because I'm like, oh, he has to leave. So we have to like make a note saying see you next year and all that. Yeah. So but it worked out. We forgot to put cookies out for Santa, but we got up.
I forgot about the cookies.
We got up.
And my kids didn't ask.
Oh, good.
I got lucky.
Child was a lot. And then because we were going Christmas Eve somewhere else, we had to make sure all our gifts were wrapped ahead of time. So the pressure, okay? It was a lot of pressure. But Christmas is great. Yeah, we had a great Christmas. We woke up early because Christmas was on a Sunday this year. Yeah. So we were committed to going to church, which was a lot because our church is an hour away from us. So, and we stayed out all night the night before. Yeah. So I got up at 6, did my makeup and everything, and then we got the kids ready. We made it to church, which was great. And then we went to my aunt's house. So
wait, did you guys open gifts at home before church?
We did.
Oh, wow. I was wondering about that too. I was like, wow, they all, what?
It was very ambitious.
Yeah, that's very ambitious.
But we got it done. Yeah. We got it done. Like we woke up, I got fully dressed and then I put my pajamas back on for the pictures, So I had a full face of makeup and pajamas on. And so the boys opened their gifts. I opened my gifts. My husband opened his gifts. And then I took my pajamas off, put my real clothes on, and then we got the boys ready, packed up the car and got on our way. Nice. Yeah, we were a little late though because my husband, he got me the greatest gift and I was not expecting that.
He really did.
Yes. So we've been talking a lot about business. If you guys are new here, I'm a stay-at-home mom to 2 boys, and my youngest, who is 3, will be going to preschool in January. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a little bit more time on my hands, and I have been pondering on a few businesses and talking to my husband about them. And he's been encouraging me, but I'm still trying to figure out how to balance it all. And so he went ahead and just gave me the biggest push in the world and decided to go ahead and give me an LLC and give me some seed money to start my business. So super excited about that. It threw me for a loop, but I'm super excited to just go into 2023 with, new vision, new life.
And you know what? This is my little tip.
Okay.
As you go into this whole new world, this whole hold you space.
Uh-huh.
Do it like you have no money.
Yeah.
That's the best way. Every step you make for your business or whatever you're doing, do it as if you got $100 in your bank account.
Yeah.
That you are on your last dime.
Okay, and what's the reason for that?
Because sometimes when you have seed money, because I've done it.
Just throw it in a bag.
You just be like, ooh, premium.
Right, yeah,
You just kind of like, and then before you know it, you're like, ooh, oh my God,
that up.
I got $1,000 left.
Right.
And then you tend to get just all the creativity, like, okay, now I have to do it with this. And
right.
Because the thing is too, is you're going to try things and they're not going to work.
Right.
And you don't want the things that don't work to put too much money to it, because then when you figure out what does work, you want that money to put towards what works.
That's great advice coming from the big business mogul herself. Okay, she's been around the block in business. Been around the block.
Yeah. I've seen some people grow some things,
right?
And I've made a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I'm excited for you. And I know you're gonna do just fine because Brandon's amazing too.
Yes, he's the greatest support that I have, and he's really encouraging me, and it means a lot, as a stay-at-home mom, to have that support and backing. I want to know something funny.
Yeah.
So the next day, we had to get everything notarized and everything, and so we had a video meeting with the notary.
Yeah.
And so he's asking me all the questions. I'm on the phone with Nicole, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's asking me all the questions, and then he tries to trip me up. So he's like, okay, and do you agree to the name of the business, to all of the profits go to Brandon Nelson, which is my husband? He said, do you agree to 100% of the profits going to Brandon Nelson? I said, no. What? And then I'm looking at him, and then the guy's like, I'm just kidding. I was just trying to see if you own your game. I'm like, you about to get him beat up.
You about to get.
I'm like, you trying to trap me?
Like, Brandon, is this your associate?
Right. I'm like, no, I'm the sole owner.
Okay. Send me the receipts.
Right.
Send me the proof of what I signed.
Right.
For my records.
And my husband jumped in like, no, that's not what I said. Like,
he's like, don't get me in trouble.
Right. That was funny, but yeah.
That's
so
funny.
It's signed, sealed, and delivered, baby. Now I have to just do is execute. So I'm super excited about that.
Yes, you're gonna do amazing.
Yes, thank you, friend.
You got it.
Yes, so holiday break was great, but we're super excited just to be here on YouTube.
Yes.
We're excited for this new year. We plan to bring on a lot more guests, and I know in the past we've had a few guests,
right?
But this year we're starting off with the bang. Okay,
a big bang.
So we already have a guest for you guys. We actually just wrapped the conversation with her, and it was an amazing conversation. You guys do not want to skip out on this episode. You want to watch it to the full entirety of the episode, because she dropped some amazing gems. This year, I know at the beginning of the year, we all set goals. We have fitness goals. We have mental health goals. We have spiritual goals. We have goals personally as mothers, as women. And we hit a lot of points in this conversation and give some practical tips that they clicked for me.
Me too.
So I know this is going to bless you guys. I know this is going to be an aha moment for a lot of you. So I hope that you really stay tuned in.
Yes.
Because the next clip that you will see will be our conversation with Shana Viegas. We've been practicing her name, child. Shana Viegas, who's a dear friend of Nicole's, and a great, she has a great personality.
Yes.
She has a warm spirit. Yes. And we appreciate her so much for being on this episode with us. So again, Happy New Year. We hope you guys enjoy this episode. Please, please, please subscribe to our channel. Yes. We want to grow this channel here on YouTube so you guys can see us in the thick of it. And make sure that you follow us on Instagram at Somebody's Mama Pod. Yes. And all right, let's jump into the interview.
There you go.
Hey guys. Okay, so we have a very special episode today. We are live. You guys can see us now on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for watching on YouTube. And it's the beginning of the year. So Happy New Year. When you guys are watching this, it is a very brand new year, 2023. So we just appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And we're going to bring some more amazing content this year. And to kick it off, we have a guest, as you guys can see. We have a guest in the building, and Nicole is going to introduce her.
Yes, I am so excited to introduce you guys to Shana Viegas. She is not only just a friend, but like family to me. And I'm so happy to get to share her platform on our platform. Shana is a God-fearing wife, mom, new content creator, a former child care owner. She basically like raised my middle child. And she's also a National Academy of Sports Medicine trainer. So she knows what she's talking about. She's going to be giving us lots of tips on working out, but also faith related. So we're really happy to have you, Shana. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And that made me sound like I was doing something. So
you're doing a lot of amazing things, and we're so excited to hear about it. Like, with this being the beginning of the year, we're all trying to get fit. We're all trying to live our best life and be a better self. With the title of this episode will be A Better Me or something of the sort.
Yes.
Because
New Year,
better me. Yes, New Year, better me, because we're all trying to do more and like just be great, and like as mothers still take time for ourselves. And your platform is so inspiring because you have really dedicated time to like do things for yourself and not forget about yourself. And it's a great reminder to us all.
Yes.
So we're so excited to learn more about that. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background first?
So Nicole, you did a beautiful job of giving the rundown of who I am. But like you said, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a first-time mom, and so fitness has always been a part of my life. But I really went on a different journey this time. Now being a mom, I couldn't just focus on me and dedicate my full attention to like my fitness goals and my nutrition, and so I really had to find balance. And I really found that in surrendering my fitness journey to God. And, motherhood comes with so many ups and downs and beautiful moments and difficult moments. And I really just started to really lean into the Lord. And I mean, it sounds so cliche, but just surrendering my fitness journey to Him made all the difference. So yeah, that's pretty much what my content has been about as of this year. I really started sharing maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it's impacted more lives than I thought it would.
Man, that's the crazy thing about social media. Like, you never know when something's really going to take off, and like how like your journey could just touch so many people to where it just sparks this whole movement, basically.
Yeah, and I was so happy that it happened with you, because since I personally have known you for so long, you see so many people like start to grow in social media, and then you're like, yeah, maybe you like know them in real life, and you're like,
that's not real.
You're like, yeah. But knowing how genuine you were, that's something I just kept telling Kendra, like, oh my goodness, like that's God, because you do have like a genuineness about you, and you are so loving. And something I probably never told you before, but like even when I told Kendra, like she raised Audrey, and I can see in Audrey's personality, like Shauna's genuine, like humility, love, kindness. Like Audrey always wants to hug, and I feel like Shana is like, she's like a hug.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah. So you know that, Nicole, that is my baby. Yeah, I absolutely adore Audrey. I miss her so much.
A question I had was, when you got pregnant, what did you expect like your postpartum to be like? For your like fitness has always been in part of your life. I've always seen you like work out and have fitness goals, but like, what did you think it was gonna be postpartum? Did you expect it to be what it was, or?
No. I tell anybody who asks me, postpartum was probably the most difficult time of my life. I had really bad postpartum depression, anxiety. My body image, just the way I felt about me, was so negative. And I felt so guilty because you have this beautiful baby, right? And then you're like, but like, what is this? what happened to me, And you're like your wife, and and it's just, it feels so heavy, And I felt so guilty complaining about it. Like so I didn't tell anybody. I was trying to keep it in. And I just got to a place of desperation where I started crying out to God. Like, I won't be able to survive, you know what I mean, if I continue to feel this way. And so that's really where the surrendering of my weight loss was given to him. Because I was like, I'm being able to diet. I would crazy fad diet. Okay, I wasn't always the healthiest, but I knew how to lose some weight. And with breastfeeding, you can't, just take, go down to like 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories, right? When I was set on a goal, I would reach it. And so, but I couldn't do that. And so I felt helpless there. And then working out, it was like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get an hour in. And it was like, no, like your baby needs you. You're breastfeeding, like you can't just step away, And so I feel stuck. Like, how do you do this?
Right.
Like, like you just feel like, okay, well, I'll just sit on the couch.
And I mean, that's a real feeling. Like you kind of don't know which way to go, what to do. You're trying to do everything right. And you feel like, okay, well, I know I need to take care of myself, but how do I fit that in? What does it look like for me now? Especially for you, if you worked out a lot before. I've never been a gym rat. Okay. But I can imagine for someone who worked out before, it's like, how do I balance that? How do I make that work? Because did you feel like not being able to work out like you did before made you feel like you lost a part of yourself, or like you just, like, what was that moment like where you realized like, I can't operate the same way I did before?
That's a good question.
That's an amazing question. Man, I felt myself living really small. I felt myself isolating, not wanting to be seen, hiding, because I just didn't feel like me. And, when your clothes don't fit anymore, and I highly suggest if you are pregnant or buy some clothes that fit. Like,
be comfortable, okay? Just be comfortable.
Yeah. And so, not having a wardrobe, like all my clothes being, either sweats or something, and not having cute clothes in that size, I think didn't help at all. And so I just didn't feel like me at all. And I knew I needed to lose the weight just to be healthier, for one. And I really didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it, make the time or anything like that. And so that really brought me to like, well, Lord, I mean, we're here. And I feel so many women, we go through this, and weight loss is such a big part of our lives. And we never think to really pray on it. We never really think to talk to God about it. Like he does, he knows how you feel about you, right? He's like waiting for you to be like, hey, just be honest with me, you know? So I got really real. Like, man, like, I don't know what to do with this, Lord. I've always had, no stomach. I've never, had stretch marks on my, and so there were so many things I was like, I'm really having trouble finding my value, and trying to not just be a mom, but a wife. Like, that's a whole other,
the whole,
because then it's like, okay, how do you feel comfortable, feel sexy, feel like, it's like, do he still look at me the same way? Like, like, that's a real thing.
And I wasn't looking at me, the same way. So for me, like, I was like, I don't even see me the same way. How do you see me the same way? And so really the start of my journey was from God really showing me my value was rooted in the wrong things. And it was hard to take. Like, I didn't think of myself as superficial, right? You never want to hear, like, you're superficial. And God was like, yeah, you kind of superficial. Like, and
I paint the picture as like, I'm being healthy. Like, I want to see it. Like,
But when you're like, it's okay to be healthy, but when you place your value as a woman in that, there's a problem. And, you know, our bodies are going to, you know, get older. They're not going to look the same. And so to place your value in that, it's like you're destined to fail. You're destined to be depressed. You're destined for sadness. You know, if that's what you.
Question. Once you decided to turn everything over to God and say, look, I need your help, what were some of your first steps that you took to like, okay, I'm now doing this journey with God, and these are the steps that I'm going to do next? Like, what was that? What did that look like?
So for me, that looked like giving God the first fruits of my day every day. So that's prayer, devotional, Bible study. Those are all things that, like, I have a guide coming out that I talk about in depth, like about my the steps that I took, but really giving God the first fruits is the first step. And that doesn't seem like it has anything to do with fitness. And we think, oh, okay, I'm just doing my Bibles, but it really puts you in the right mindset. It gives you right perspective, so that when you do start to attack those goals or decide what you're going to do, like, God is at the forefront, not at the end of your list. So usually we run to Google, right? Like, what do we do, Google? What do we do, YouTube? What do we do? And God's like, I mean, I'm your creator. Like, I created you. I know better than you know yourself. So like, if you would just come to me and surrender it to me, and then, you know what I mean, you would have the wisdom that you needed to create this plan, or the self-discipline that you need to be able to stick with it.
That's so good. That is so good.
And you know, it's funny that you say that, because I feel like a lot of our days, we kind of get up, we check social media, we go about our day, and then by nighttime, you're like, I don't know, at least for my schedule, I guess I'm backwards. I speak with the Lord in the evening before I go to sleep.
I have to do it in the morning, because I was like, Lord, give me the strength. but to pray in that area specifically, I haven't done that in a very long time. I've always struggled with my weight. I've never been flat tummy, okay? Since I probably was 7, okay?
She said, I got curves, girl.
So yeah, I think I kind of went in the opposite direction. I have always had to diet. I've always had to work out. I've always had to like do certain things to maintain, like just to maintain a certain size, not to be skinny, but just to maintain a certain size that I was comfortable with. And I feel like after my second son, I was like, forget it. I'm tired of dieting. I'm just going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to do what I want to do. But I feel like I was talking to Nicole, like this season in my life, I feel like He's giving me the path, the time. Both of my kids are going to school. I have no excuse. I can work out.
Yeah.
I can eat right. Like, I know how to do it. I've done it several times before.
Yeah.
But with the purpose of, oh, I got to fit in my wedding dress, or I fit in my prom dress, or, you know, I'm going on this vacation, but never connecting it spiritually and like just honoring my body the way that He wants me to. But that's really important, like what you were saying about the first fruits in the morning, because if you prepare your mind in the morning, you're setting yourself up automatically for success.
Yeah.
So everything that you have to do in that day, you're already prepared your mind. God has already, you know, downloaded whatever He needs to download into in the morning is going to carry out throughout the day. So that's a major key right there.
Yeah, I think that like it was such a simple thing but it just changed everything for me, because I know for myself, when I would want to lose weight, I would get hyper focused. And I don't know if y'all are like that, but like you just become like obsessive, like you're thinking about your food, about your workout, and you're like, I'm gonna do this, laser tunnel vision, you know? And God was like, yeah, you don't need to do all that. Like the world and culture tells you need to do that, right? You must work. That's how you're going to get it. But if you are a true believer, you have to know that like you have access to God's power. You have access to God's strength. And so the way we do things should not look exactly like how the world does them. And that includes, you know, weight loss. And so it was mind boggling to me, like, because it went from me trying to like go to the gym an hour, have my daughter in the gym for an hour when she was young. And I was just depleted. I wasn't sleeping. I was like, I can't do this. There's no
it was obsessive.
Yeah, there's no way I can go into this obsessive mindset, you know, and care for her the way I need to, and myself. So, you know, I don't work out more than 30 minutes. I don't traditionally diet. It really is like portion control, you know, and it changed my life. It's so freeing because I mean, God's like, you don't have to do all that. You really don't have to do all that. Like, I will give you the wisdom that you need. There are times where it's like, I feel really pushed. Like, you need to go to the gym. Like, and I'm like, okay, I'll go to the gym. And there are days where I am tired and I don't feel, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but when you've been working out consistently and you miss a day and you feel like you're whole, like, oh my gosh, like,
I'm a failure.
like I don't feel that. And so I know that my fitness and nutrition is in its proper alignment in my life. Not number one.
It's a healthy relationship with it, that you can free yourself and not beat yourself up for missing a day, or, you know, giving your body a break, your mind, your mental a break, and jump back on it the next day. Yeah. That's amazing.
And it's crazy because I feel like we invite God into so many areas of our lives, but I've never heard anybody bring it up when it comes to weight loss.
It's very rare. Like, I'm writing my guide right now, and I'm telling you, I'm wrestling with God. I'm wrestling with myself. I wrestle with the enemy because, like, it seems so simple. Like what I'm writing. I'm like, this is like, but it's
powerful.
It really is
life-changing. I'm telling you, it's been, and that's really why I started sharing, was because I was like, I know there's moms who are looking to lose weight and don't have that type of time and cannot, you know, when you don't have kids, you can spend as much time as you want meal prepping and heading
to making it look easy and cute.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that online. Like, I was like, you know, postpartum, watching these girls get in the gym, like, oh, I wish, you know what I mean, that I could do that. Yeah. And I didn't see a lot of women being like, yeah, like 10 minutes. You just need 10 minutes. Like, start with a walk, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. Just walk. You know, I stopped doing little things. God was like, yeah, you could stop doing Instacart. Like, you good. You can go to the store and walk.
Last minute grocery. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take, you know what I mean, this intense workout all the time. And so for me, my motto is always, you know, consistency over intensity. Consistently will make more of a difference than what you can do intensely one time a week or twice a week. You know, if you could just walk, you know, even, you know, I don't cut out any foods. I still eat cookies, fried chicken, ice cream, all of it. But I do. I mean, you know, and it's because it's not about cutting things out. I know that's not going to work in my life, you know. Like,
Christian.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
No, that's good, because that's the reason why I can't be consistent with certain things, because I feel like I'm depriving myself. But having that mindset of what you were just saying of portion control, you know, don't overdo it. Allow yourself these things that you enjoy, but in moderation. God tells us to do that anyway, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
So, Shana, what inspired you to share online? Like, what was the moment that maybe, I don't know if God spoke to you, or you just, because you've always been good at creating content. Like, for the childcare, she would send us like Valentine's Day reels before reels.
Oh, wow.
Before TikTok. There was So what, like, inspired you, motivated you to do that on social media?
It was truly God. So I had like I was done with social media. I was like, this is a toxic environment. It's so fake. I don't want to be on it. And I was just done. And so for me to be on it, my husband would tell you, like, it had to be God. And I just was like, you know what? Like, I know women need to hear this. And so my vow with God was really like, I will create content that brings you glory. It cannot become glory about me. It cannot become glory about, you know, what I did. Like, I know I am where I am because of him. Yes. And so if I can just inspire not someone to do what I did, but to get into connection with their creator, right? To get into connection with God, who's all knowing, all powerful, then that, I mean, that's worth my time creating reels. That's worth my time, you know, spending time on social media. So I really just hope, even if it's just one woman just takes the time to really, you know, dedicate that area of their life to God, and then see how it trickles down into everything else in their life.
How have you seen it trickle down to your everyday life?
In so many ways. I surrender everything to God now. Like, you can't give me nothing without me being like, here, take it.
Yes, beautiful.
Yes. It creates this great relationship of you coming to God like he's your father, like he wants you to, like you are his child. Yeah. And like we care for our children, you know, when things are too much for them, they're quick to hand it over. Like, can't do it, mom, need your help.
Right. Yes.
And so seeing him help me in this area that I never thought, you know, I would be relating to my spirit and God has allowed me to, you know, if it's my marriage, if it's a business, if it's my child, you know, I'm very quick to be like, I know that you can handle this better than I can. Because I can, of course, do it, right? But will I be stressed with anxiety? Right. Like, I don't have.
He can always do it better.
Always.
He can always do it better.
Always.
So let me ask you, what do you feel like you've built this amazing platform? And I know it probably just happened before your eyes because you said it's only been a few months. What do you feel like has been the most rewarding from this whole process?
Oh, man, I get some of the best DMs.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That just, like, I can just feel the Holy Spirit on me as I read them. Like, I know that, like, these women are experiencing God in a new way. And it, you know, and it just coming from a video, like, I'm like, God, like that's just my life. Like, I'm not posting, you know, some glamorous, you know, like that's just my life. That's my living room. That's my little apartment gym. Like, that is someone to find God or create a stronger connection with God through that is like, it means the world to me. Because it just makes me feel like I'm in alignment, I'm in purpose, and God is using my little story, my little life, right? Like to impact women. And so that's probably been the most rewarding part of it, like just seeing people change their lives or being inspired by it.
You're really building a community. It's not like there's so many spaces online where it's just a group of people and it doesn't have that community aspect, you know? And I feel like what you're building is more of a community of people that want to have that connection with God and want to bring God into their everyday lives. And that's just so powerful.
It's beautiful.
And I'm happy you're the one doing it.
Oh, thank you. It definitely is all God, because I never, if you would have told me the beginning of this year, this is how this year would have ended, I'd be like, you're crazy. Like, I'm not going to be online. No, you know, and it's just built itself, and I'm trying to be very intentional and mindful about what I do with it, because, like I said, I got online to give God glory, so I just want to continue to do that on my platform and not change it, you know, in any way.
Beautiful.
No, absolutely. And you told us a little bit about your guide that you're building.
Yes.
That's going to help us all. Okay. It's going to help thousands, it's going to help millions. Like, God, it's clear that God has chosen you for this position. Like, He's chosen you to share your story and to permeate the world. Right.
Yes.
So can you just share a little bit of tips for us? Like, we're going into the new year, and a lot of us are wanting to make life changes that are going to benefit us for the long run.
Yes.
And I think your journey, your story, and what you're sharing with us today is what is going to help people, like, make that connection to be able to feel like they can actually do it. Because a lot of this stuff seems too far-fetched, where it's like, well, dang, I can't only have 1,200 calories and I got to work out 5 days a week and I got 5 kids and a full-time job. Like, how do I make this work? So can you give us like a few practical tips that we can share with our audience that they can take those first steps? They're going to go buy your guide. We're all going to go buy your guide.
Yes.
Well, my first guide it's called Surrender, and it is completely free. Like, this is, like I said, I don't feel like it's my words. I don't feel like they are mine. It's God speaking through me. And so like, I really want women just to get the information. It's not about selling it for me. I just really want people to get it and to like take that step. Like, I don't want money to be in the way, because so yeah, like I can give y'all a few tips here that you asked. But yeah. So first and foremost, don't overcomplicate it. I think a lot of times we think we have to be in a gym. We need equipment. We need, something other than just our bodies and ourselves. And you can get it done, like I said, walking. I love Grow with Joe on YouTube.
Yes, Nicole turned me on to her.
I'll be walking with Joe.
Joe is amazing. I love that. Yeah, like, you can get a good sweat at home, and you just always leave those workouts feeling so good. So like, that's always like one of the first things I tell moms, like, try her workouts. You're gonna feel amazing after. And so definitely that. Nutrition, man, just cut your portions, like, not even by a lot, just a little bit. Like, we always think we have to make these grand gestures or these huge changes, right, in order to see results. And it's really like just a little bit, like maybe a little less of a white carb, maybe, just little tiny changes. Because I think the one thing we do get caught up in is that the moment we decide we're ready to lose weight, we've got to do it right now, like everything right now. It's like, no, you're not going to be able to sustain that. But if you slowly do it, then your body has time to adjust to the changes over time, versus you cutting your calories so drastically. Prayer. I wouldn't even probably still have the weight off now if I didn't pray. There's going to be times where you feel like you're not able to do it anymore, that you want to give up, that you just want to give in. And that's where you have to pray. You really have to take that moment to be mindful enough to be like, okay, I'm going to pray. And God, like, I need you to take it away. I'm not in a I want to give up. I don't want to do it, whatever your feelings are. And so prayer has been so impactful for me in my journey, because I'm not any different. Like, every other week I'm like, Lord, I can't do this. I just you can do this, And so, definitely prayer. And I think, overall, I think my main message really is, like, as women, as human beings, our strength wavers, our motivation wavers, our life is constantly changing, but we serve an unchanging God. And so when you put, your trust in Him, and you believe, that He wants to help you, you will see that, like, that you're not, just blowing with the wind. One day you're, in it, one day you're out. Like, you are firmly rooted in going in the right direction. So it truly has changed my life. I'll have so much more in the guide January 1st, but yes.
You guys are listening to this. The guide is out already. Okay. So we will drop her information in the description box. Or in the show notes if you're listening, in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. We'll also try to put this across the screen. You guys know we're getting used to this YouTube podcast visuals, but we're going to try to put her information across the screen. But thank you so much. Like, this has been very, very enlightening. I made a connection with what you were saying, because I have a plan in this new year. I always have a plan, but this year I feel like
it's a me year.
So, so I feel like I feel like, we say that every year, but I feel like when you can get these practical tips that don't seem too far-fetched, like you were saying, like don't overthink it. Like, just execute, just do it. Wake up every day and make the choice to start your day with God and trickle it on down. We gave some tips before about just organizing our life, and just kind of like putting ourselves in a better position to be able to check those things off our list, but also live in the moment, also treat ourselves good, like feed ourselves well, So I feel like this is all a part of the journey that we're all trying to be on as mothers, as wives, as women. So thank you so much for your gift. Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Thank you for being open to being here with little OS.
And we're so excited to see how this next year is for you and how your platform and your community just grows, and we're here for you. And we get to say that she was on our platform first. And I don't know what to tell you. We and that's it.
Okay, period.
And Shana was the video.
Thank you guys. You guys are crazy.
We love you, Shana.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I just enjoyed just talking with you guys. And and thank you for having me on your podcast first. Let it be known.
Of course, we would love to have you back.
Yes.
But yes, thank you again. Can you share with us your information, if the website is going to be up, or where can they purchase your guide?
Or your Instagram.
Yeah.
So my Instagram is Shana.Viegas, my name. And then my website will be ShanaViegas.com. So that'll be live.
Beautiful. Ooh, you got the good.com. You didn't have to add it's
right.
The whole domain, okay?
Good for you.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. And so thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's an honor for us to have you here. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking your time out to do this for us. You could have been anywhere, but you was here with us.
Yes.
I would have been with my baby. That's about it.
Right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Somebody's Mama Podcast. We hope that you guys join us again next week. We'll be here every Wednesday. You guys can check us out here on YouTube, also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever podcasts can be found.
Yes.
Thank you. Follow us on Instagram at Somebody's Mama Pod, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.